Welcome, fellow seekers of challenge and triumph, to the SufferSooner podcast. Join us on a journey where ordinary souls embark on extraordinary endeavors. From the relentless grind of gravel to the punishing gauntlet that is triathlon, we've tasted our fair share of suffering. So fellow endurance warriors, let's lace up our shoes, strap on our goggles, and dive headfirst into the challenge, knowing that with every step, stroke, and pedal forward, we grow stronger together.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 76, version 2.
Version 2.
Yeah. So we were listening to the first version. It was not good. It was a lot of us bitching and moaning about this last month of just not signing up and just him-hawing around on everything. It was not good.
It was not a good episode.
Yeah.
I think we would have lost about half our subscribers. It was pretty rough.
it would have been real bad. The only hardcores would have just listened to us. They would have been like, ooh, those guys are struggling. So we decided to come out with a version 2. So we were, we were struggling this last month. Usually me and Danny are like the first people to sign up for the Unbound lottery
email, and you're just like, get it.
Give me. I gotta go.
Yeah.
And so this year, we didn't sign up till Thursday or Friday of this week.
Friday for me.
Yeah. So basically right cutting it close to the deadline. And that's just unheard of from us.
Well, and it was weird because we haven't spent nearly as much time together in the last month as we had like the last 6 months before.
Yeah.
It's just the riding season winds down, your hockey picks up, my work started picking up. And so we hadn't really been talking as much just for our episodes and things like that, but we just kind of been doing our thing. And the lottery email came out and it was like, I just kind of got in that mode. I was like, I don't know. They didn't give me the easy out. I thought the prices were going to be so out of control. I was going to get the easy out and be like, you know what? It's just too much. I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to do the event. It's more about like, do I want to spend that much money and all? Like, I listened to what Courtney said and she's like, hey, Unbound 200 just kind of throws a wrench in your whole training schedule if you want to focus on other things or you want to do other events. And I was like, wow, I think she might be right.
And the other thing that Courtney kind of rings around in my head every once in a while is the other things that she wants to accomplish, mm-hmm. right? And I'm like, and that was like going through my head like all this month as I'm just doing some regular base training, and I'm like, is there some other stuff?
Yeah.
What do I want to accomplish? Go faster on the South course,
right?
Is that what I want to do?
Yeah.
Like, is that a good enough goal? Like, it was just kind of like I was just hemming and hawing and just not really kind of wanting to dedicate to it would have been so easy if they would have charged an absorbent amount of fee.
We thought it was coming.
Yeah, I thought it was coming, and they definitely could. But I was just like, I was waiting for the easy out, mm-hmm. and then it didn't happen, and then I was still debating whether or not to sign up.
Yeah, can I just say real quick just on that? I mean, we have talked a lot about the prices and between Unbound and Big Sugar and all this other stuff. Like, we've given our fair share of criticism to the pricing and I guess dissatisfaction of the pricing. I got to give Lifetime credit. They did not materially raise the prices this year. In fact, there's ways like if I don't buy the extra stuff, I can actually make it cheaper than last year. And so I'm just like, you know what? Give them a lot of credit because there's a lot of reasons they could have just gone out there with a $500 price tag for the registration and said, there it is, guys, go sign up and good luck if you don't want to. And they didn't do that. And they could have said, oh, it's tariffs or it's all the other excuses here every other company out there doing. They didn't do it. So give them a lot of credit for holding steady on the pricing. Now, there could be a lot of reasons that we don't know about, like why. Like, are they seeing something in registrations that tells them they've kind of hit a limit? Is there something they're hearing about? Like, who knows? Doesn't matter. Prices stayed relatively flat, and give them a lot of credit for that because I really thought they were going to give both of us the easy out. Because if it would have been substantially more, there's no way I would have done it this year. I just would have said, you know what, I'm going to focus on other things this year.
Yeah, I think the cost to enter the 200 was $375.
380. I think
plus the handle, the fees and all that.
It's like 380.
But let's just say the entry fee was $375. Sure. And basically, if they could have easily probably gotten $450, $500, and I bet you a lot of people would have still paid that.
No doubt.
So I wouldn't have paid that, but again, a lot of people would have definitely came in and paid for that. Yeah. So you got to give credit where credit's due, and I'm
still not happy about the total price.
No, I never will be because
especially when we had Preston on, is like I raised for a week on like $100.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But anyway,
it was $65 for him to do, the Arkansas high country, and it's free to do the Flint Hills Ultra. So like you can ride all of those roads for free.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
but in any case, it was just weird because, like I said, we hadn't really talked a lot, and it was like several days, and I still hadn't signed up.
Yeah, you haven't signed up. You didn't send me. Usually, we send a text and be like, "Oh, I'm in." Like, what's up now?
Who's going to sign in?
Yeah,
first?
who's going to sign in first?
Yeah,
So none of that happened. And then I was training with one of my athletes, and I saw that you were in the pool swimming, which is hats off to Danny for swimming.
Well,
I mean,
really
of course,
the
the lifeguards were on edge.
They were.
But they were all surrounded.
They hovered on my lane.
Yeah,
really.
I told them to keep an eye out on you. But yeah, I came down, I watched you swim, give you a couple little pointers on swimming, and then we were talking about whether or not that you still haven't registered for Unbound, and I was like, dude, I'm in the same boat, and it's like we haven't been seeing each other, and for us both to be kind of struggling.
Yeah,
that's kind of unheard of, because usually with our life schedules and training schedules and stuff, one of us is usually like kind of struggling, and that's what makes our dynamic good is that one of us is struggling and the other one's like on the up and just going, just come on, dude, you'll be fine, just do it, just you're fine, you're great.
Yeah, exactly. But both of us kind of just hesitating on this, and it's like, and we couldn't figure out what it was. So we did this first episode. We recorded it a couple of days ago, and we were just both still in that mind. We hadn't signed up yet.
Yeah, we haven't signed up.
And we were both still in that funk, and it's just like, what the heck? And so I still don't know exactly what it was, but I think, let's see, it's Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday when I signed up, because we'll get to your issues here in a second. But Thursday it was. I signed up Thursday. And once I hit submit, once I got past the credit card entry and I hit submit, I was like,
and you do the credit card, but then you do the check the bank balance, and then you kind of
I was like, well, maybe it declined, and then it's like just trying to tell me something, right?
Yeah.
If it just declines, I won't have to do. It's like looking for any out, and for me, it's like once I saw the verification page and I got the email that said you're in, I'm like, let's freaking go. Like, let's get this season rolling. And so, I've been doing my base training, but like even this morning I did my 2-hour ride, and I was just like, all right, it's like I have purpose now. It's done. And normally I don't need that kind of motivation. Like, I've been doing my training anyway, but I think just having that moment pass and just get over it. Oh man, I'm ready to roll. But so I was pretty excited Thursday, and then I messaged you. I think I told you I was in, and you still hadn't found your email.
Yeah. Well, so we'll back up. So Thursday morning, I'm running on the treadmill with one of my athletes, and we're training together, and I'm wearing my Mesa Marathon shirt, and I'm one of those people, I just kind of listen to music, and then I'm like just staring at the blank TV. It's not even on, so I'm just seeing my reflection, and I'm just seeing my running.
Scary thought.
Yeah, I'm just seeing my running form and stuff, and I'm just sitting there, and like there was just this like I was, I talk about like that spark, that motivational spark, just like embers, and then that just starts to feed the fire, and that's what happened on Thursday morning. And it's happened to me before, like sometimes on bike rides and stuff, where I'll just be going, and then something in my brain will just kind of like be like, what if you could do this?
Yeah.
And then that's just the little spark that starts, and then boom, it starts into this blazing inferno. And then Thursday, I'm like, I'm freaking registering. Danny sent me the email. And then I'm like looking through all my emails. I'm like, I didn't get my volunteer email yet.
Yeah. So, and so just a real quick note, we've volunteered each of the last several years just to make sure we get in. Yeah. So we're not subject to the lottery. So we're not getting a free entry or anything like that. It's just we're volunteering like anybody else can. And I always get nervous because the volunteer email comes out the same time the lottery email comes
it would
out.
be nice if you got it like
before,
like
2 days before.
Yeah, either a couple days before
a week before.
or even like in July, and just said, hey, we got your volunteer hours. Like, you're all this.
I'd
this is your
July.
code. Yeah, this is your code. This is your stuff. So Danny got his, and I'm like sending. Danny texts and screenshots of my email, and I'm one of those crazy email people that never delete email. I have thousands of email across 3 different email addresses.
Yeah, the OCD people, if you looked at my inbox, you'd freak out. Like, it's just a stack of emails.
Yeah, I never delete anything.
Right.
And so, and I'm like going through, I'm like, hey, Danny, like, did you get your volunteer code? And he's like, yeah, I got it like right after
it was a minute before the lottery email.
Yeah, the lottery email. And I was like, okay. And I'm like,
what does it look like?
I'm like, what's it look like? And he sends me a screenshot. And I'm like, okay, well, I got that one. And he's like, no, that's the general registration one. And the other one should say, I'm like, oh man. So then I'm like panicking because I'm like, it's Thursday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to
don't wait till the last minute, Travis.
I'm like last minute Larry going after it. I'm like, oh, hey guys, I didn't get my lottery email. And I'm like screenshotting and send. So first I go to tech support or support for Unbound. It's all automated. It tells me, you can register for the lottery by following this link, or if you have volunteer hours, that should have showed up. So double check your spam and your trash folder for, this email. And I'm like, I respond back and I
did you look in your spam folder?
I unspammed everything. The only folder on my email that's empty is my spam folder.
Everything was like, check your spam.
Yeah.
Did you check your spam?
Yeah. So then,
check your spam.
So then luckily we volunteered enough that we know most of the people down there. So I started texting
a couple
of the folks that I know down there, and especially the one that we volunteered with.
Yeah.
And so she passed me on to the person that handles it, and then she sends me. She's like, "Did you check your spam folder?" I'm like,
yes,
I did.
Yes, I did.
I really like. I know they have to do that and stuff, but like and I've worked with the public enough to know that like
no matter how many times people say they did, they really didn't.
They didn't.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, just have a little faith with me, please. Like I'm emailing you because I did all of that.
Hope.
I searched everything.
I was just thinking, man, if Travis has to get into the lottery, what a mess that's going to be.
So
you've had bad luck with the lottery, which is part of the reasons we did the volunteer.
Yeah, we started doing volunteering because I would register for the lottery and then I wouldn't get in, and then Danny, we would register exactly.
Did you get in on the wait list? Didn't you get on the wait list?
Yeah, and I got in on a wait list 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah. And you beat the sun that year.
Yeah, and I beat the sun that year. So so I went through all that rigmarole. They sent me a code. The first code didn't work. And then, of course, I'm entering that Thursday night. They're already gone for the day because I had other stuff to do. It says invalid code, so I emailed them back, and I'm like, I'm waiting on Friday, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And Danny's like, texting me, did you get in yet? Did you get in yet? And I'm like, no, man, I'm just waiting.
You'll get in. I'm like, you'll get in.
You're like, you're going to get in. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So then I'm waiting, and I'm like checking my phone and my email. She emails me at noon.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, thank you. And so like I check the code right away and it works. And I'm like, all right, I'm in finally at like 1 o'clock on Friday.
Credit card charged, everything.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, like, we were just after that Thursday and after we recorded that first episode of just us kind of him-hawing around, and we expect that to happen. I do plan for most, like you do come down for the season and you have like a little lull. But usually when I'm going into that lull, I usually have like, okay, these are some of the things I want to accomplish next year. And I hadn't gotten to that point yet. Like usually when I finish the season, I'm like, okay, I've kind of like, and we were talking about this on the previous episode too, is that like, our 2026 plan should have been done like in September.
Yeah, we kind of
previous years, our 2025 plan was done in September. We knew all the races that we were going to hit, barring like a very few pop-up ones.
Like Dirty Disco that popped up on us.
Yeah. But, we had that all planned out and ready to roll. And then this year we were him-hawing around. And again, that's very unheard of for us. And we were just kind of doing a lot of soul searching on that episode and trying to figure it out.
Is therapeutic in a way. I think
so too.
Because I know after that, we got done, we kind of put the recording stuff away. And I went back to work, and I was just kind of like getting into my work mode. And then the next day was when I got up, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to freaking get it done. Just sign up, be done with because what did I tell you? I know what'll happen. I'll convince myself not to sign up. for whatever reason, I'll try to focus on the 100-mile distances and really just trying to refine my cycling skill. And Unbound week will get here. We'll go down and do our volunteer again. We'll see all the sights and sounds, and then I'll have FOMO. I'll be like, why the hell didn't I just sign up and be out there with everybody? Because I'm going to be totally upset, totally pissed that I didn't do it, right?
Yep.
And so future me would be a lot happier if I just sign up for it now and be done with it. So I just committed. I just did it. And like I said, once I did it, it was like, all right. So, yeah, I don't know I don't know. I think the griping did help, and the reason we're not releasing that is because I think, again, it's just us griping more than anything.
Yeah.
If anybody really wants to see it, we'd be happy to put it out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
you guys want to see it,
if you want to see us just bitch and moan for about an hour, like definitely just freaking
let us know.
tell us release the tapes, in the comments. Just say release the tape, and we'll put it out there.
No government hearings needed.
Yeah,
we'll just release the evidence.
Yeah, release the evidence. We'll freaking put it out there, and you guys can watch it and laugh at us hard.
Please do. We deserve every bit of it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we take a couple of days, and I'm 180 degrees from where I was.
Yeah.
I was very I was very lost in what I wanted to do.
I agree. I mean, for both of us, I would say the same thing. I think what really caused that is not having the plan built out for next year, and not putting enough time in that, because I think I took about 4, maybe 6 weeks of not total downtime, but 3 weeks of it was definite downtime. But then 3 or 4 more weeks after that was I was base riding, just kind of getting general fitness back, and then rolling into my base plan. But I hadn't done my 2026 plan yet.
Yeah.
And after we did that episode, or actually, I'm sorry, right before we did that episode, I went through the calendar for next year and started highlighting the weekends for the different events and just kind of penciling things in. And I think that is what really helped me come around, because okay, if I don't do Unbound, I got this gap here that's going to be kind of miserable and it's going to be not fun. And so anyway, I think just putting the plan together, if I would have used the downtime the way I normally would and actually put my plan together and put the focus areas out there, I don't think this would have happened at all. I mean, I still would have probably hemmed and hawed a little bit, but not the way we did. So.
Yeah. And it wasn't a question of whether or not we were it
wasn't a want thing.
Yeah, it wasn't a want or any of that stuff. It was just kind of I always feel like if the goal is not, if the goals, especially I tell my athletes this too, if the goal's not scary enough for you to do anything about it, you're not gonna if it's too easy, you're not going to train hard enough. If it's too hard, then you're going to just freak out and think you're going to fail. Right. So it's got to be just scary enough. And that's kind of one of the things that I was just doing. Do I just want to go faster on the South course? I was just hemming and hawing about a lot of that stuff. And it wasn't like we weren't going to sign up for Unbound, right, especially since the price stayed the same. It was just, I was missing the spark. And I just, again, we were just it was very unheard of us to be missing the spark, basically going into November. Usually in November we have all right, we're doing this, this is the goals for next year, this is what we're doing, and we're all right, this is the plan, I'm totally set in with the plan, I'm totally going with this kind of setup, this is all the things that I'm going to try to do this year, and we just didn't get there yet. So
so I think you're right. All it takes is, and this is why I think the consistency piece is so important. Even if you don't have direct goals that you're training toward, it's so important to just keep your training regimen going, because, and a lot of people, and we know a lot of folks that do this, they just shut down when the season's over, and then you don't see them again until spring.
Yep.
And this is why I think it's so important. Again, part of the reason we did this channel was to help people kind of with the lessons we learned over the years and try to avoid some of the same traps. And I'm sure there's people that we know that are probably going through the same thing right now about, well, should I sign up for said race, or, whatever.
Should I do this series? Should I not do this series?
Right.
Should I do this 70.3, the brand new one that they're doing in Omaha? Should I do that Nebraska one? Right. Should I do some other race? It's, a lot of that we're just trying to I feel like the more you understand that like we all go through this, and even like pros go through this too. They have the same, kind of conversations. They just don't have it, in an open platform most of the time. They are usually talking with their team and all that stuff.
And sponsors and things that we don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think to your point, by staying consistent with the training and just and this is what happens. You get into the middle of one of your workouts and you just start thinking about this stuff. And probably one of my favorite things about base riding is you do get because the intensity is so much lower. I concentrate on things like we joke about this a lot. Like when we go out and ride outside, we could do a base ride outside, and my brain just empties out. There's zero going. Like you could hook sensors up. I'd have zero brain activity.
You're just pedaling along. And
yeah. And I don't think about anything. You're singing songs. I'm like, I don't even know the words to whatever song you're singing. I know nothing about. But inside, I just lock in. I start watch a video or something. And I'll just start thinking, you know. And so, I think whenever right before or right after we did that episode, I had a training ride, and then it just kind of hit me where I'm just like, you know what, just get it done. That's why I said that on that Thursday, I was like, just freaking get on there, quick submit and be done with the decision. And then everything else is just opened up after that. So now I feel really good about where I'm at for next season. I've got some good race schedule figured out. There's a couple of question marks and things that, travel and things like that. But man, for the most part, the season's laid out. I'm pretty excited for it. I still got to come up with a few goals that I want to hit, but I tell you what, man, the goal for Unbound for the 200 now is beat the sun on the South course and hope it doesn't rain.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And if it does rain, beat our 17-hour time.
I know, right? That's the other thing. It's like, so if it does rain, if it turns into another mud fest, I think that's okay. I think we know how to handle that a lot differently now. There's a lot of things I've learned from the last time, and hopefully a lot of other people did too. Like, don't ride through the mud, or else your derailleur might not be there. So anyway, but yeah, no, I'm super stoked looking into the future of training. Again, like I said, sometimes it just takes some of those little base miles. You're just kind of plugging away. You're not really challenging yourself. You're just kind of going through the motions of training, and then that little ember just kind of sparks, and you just get a little like, what if? And then for me, it's just that, what if you do this? Yeah. And that just kindles, and then I'm like fired up, man. So now you're like, I can't wait for the now the hard part's going to be like getting through all the training because you're just excited for the season to start.
Yeah. So now it's just like, now I'm ready to go. I'm raring.
Sorry to burst it, but winter hasn't actually even set in yet. So.
No, but even when it does, I'm gonna look forward to it. I'm gonna embrace the challenges that come.
Yeah. Just real quick before we move too far past this, one of the things we did cover in the episode, and I think it's a very real thing for people, and I just want to make sure we hit on it, is because I was joking, like winter has not set in yet, but it will very soon, and I think it's very normal and natural for folks that do a lot of these outdoor activities, especially if you live in the Midwest or in any of the states where you get a cold winter. I mean, that seasonality and sort of that natural seasonal depression that sort of kicks in. Like,
oh yes, man, I suffer really big from seasonal depression.
It's a real thing. Like, whether you want to call it that or not, don't worry. Like, whatever. But the point is, it's like, it's a real thing when it's just like, gosh, dang, it's like another cold day. I can't get outside. I can't do that. You know, one of the things I want to really work on is, I think I'm gonna buy a little bit of some warmer gear so I can get out on those borderline days where it's like 35 to 40 degrees, because you get plenty of those here in Kansas City. You get plenty of those days in the winter where it's a little chilly, 35, 40 degrees, but if you just have the right gear, you can be relatively comfortable and still get out there and get a good ride in.
Yep.
So
yeah, sometimes it's good just to get outside.
Right.
Even like I know like a lot of people do a lot of training indoors, especially in the winter, and sometimes they're really good at that, and they have a really good indoor setup. I mean, I've seen some people's indoor setups that are just amazing. They got like fans everywhere. They got like big screen TVs with races going on. So it's like really like flushed out and like really like premium pain cave.
Right.
But again, like sometimes that works for me. Like I do watch races, and I do watch, YouTube and stuff, and listen to podcasts and books and all that other stuff. But I tell you what, like if you can get outside, like maybe that one outside ride gives you enough fuel. Like I really look at it as like it gives me fuel to endure the inside days.
Right.
And that, you know, and that might be the thing that like just keeps you kind of going.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just didn't want to pass up a chance to talk about that because that's a real thing for people, and we may have more episodes, especially when it gets really cold. We may have some more motivational episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
The total opposite of what it was the other day when we recorded. So.
Yeah, remember, release the files.
Release the files, right?
Or release the tapes.
All right.
So
cool. Well, what else you got? Anything else?
That's it, man. Yeah. I'm super pumped. This is going to be a shorter episode since you don't have to listen to an hour of us just complaining. For sure. Unless you want to
release the tapes.
Release the tapes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think I was thinking about doing some rapid fire. I was looking at what ChatGPT was coming up with, but it's a little weak this week, so I think we're gonna skip on it.
Let's do one.
You want to do one?
Yeah.
All right.
Give me the best one it's got.
Well, the second one, I think it read my mind. It says, when you say I'm thinking about it, is that code for I'm hoping the decision magically disappears?
I would say sometimes when I'm saying I'm thinking about it, that means like I'm hoping there's a scheduling conflict or some other way that I can basically get myself out of that.
Yeah, right.
Usually if I want to do something, I do it.
Right.
Like I've always been the person that's like, I'm going to do X and then I go and do X. Like I've always been that kind of person. So when I say like, I'm thinking about it, I'll be like, that means like, I really don't want to. And if something better comes along, I will probably do that.
Yeah. Well, this last one is because there's a good one here at the end. It probably describes me the best. It says, what's really holding you back? Uncertainty or your habit of overthinking until the deadline passes? That was pretty close.
That's pretty close. Yeah.
I was overthinking it for sure.
I wonder, I think this time it was overthinking it. I think in previous years, it was the uncertainty of whether or not like you could hit the goal, whether it was a reasonable goal. You got to remember, like when we do come into these, into the next season, like our season usually starts around October, November for the next season. So 2026 basically starts
now.
Well, it already started for him. Mine starts Monday.
Yep.
Because it always starts on Monday.
I was like, wait a second,
I've been sick. I've been sick, so I took basically. It started for me 2 weeks ago. I had a couple of really good rides, and then I got freaking shellacked with this cold.
Disappeared. I was like, and then you know, the good friend that I am, you told me you were sick. You totally disappeared. Like went radio silent, and I completely forgot to text you and just check in on you.
It's all right. I was in a NyQuil fueled like coma, basically just trying to sleep it off.
Yeah.
So my season again, it did start in November, but the consistency, the real goal of this year is to build that consistency even more than I have in the past.
For sure.
And rely more on the consistent training, you know, like something like another thing that like we've interviewed Gabe and he talked about, you know, riding 10 hours a week and that was his goal. You know, that's, you know, something like that where I'm riding consistently for, you know, amounts of time and I'm swimming and I'm biking and doing all that other stuff that I tend to do. And just being more consistent with that kind of stuff. So,
without going too deep into it, we were talking a little bit after the episode the other day, and just talking about how well your season was this last season, considering how inconsistent your training got over periods of time. Not that you didn't put the right days in, but I think we both agree like the volume and the consistency across the week was not where you would expect it to be.
Yeah.
For most people it was pretty good training, but for where you wanted and where you were expecting, yet you had a phenomenal season.
And I do attribute it to being consistent over years of doing training, and a lot to luck.
You did have a lot of good luck.
I did have
the only time you did not have good luck was Unbound.
Yes, I did not. I had horrible luck. All my luck. I guess I cashed in all my chips.
See, I was the opposite. I had a horrible season. Well, I shouldn't say horrible. It was not a great season. But Unbound was the one day I needed it to come through, and it freaking came in.
And it came in spades for you. It was like, amazing.
You never expect miracles on race day. I told you that 2 weeks before that race. I was like, I missed too much of my quality workouts. I missed because of work trips. I had to go out of town unexpectedly for work, just all kinds of reasons and excuses. I missed probably 3 weeks of my critical build block.
Yeah. And he basically, guys, he was telling me that he's like, if you drop me, just keep going. Just keep going. Don't worry about me. I'll make it to the finish line. I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to make it. And then here comes, race day, and he's the one dropping me, and I'm like, just go, man. Just
I took
go.
over. We had the deal, right? I took over my section of the pole, and then I look back and you're gone. I'm like, oh crap. And then everything else just happened. But anyway, I mean, I say that because again, the goal is for consistency, and even if you don't get it, don't give up on it. And,
right.
And so
it's always this thing that you're always trying to chase, but you never, just like the perfect race. You never get the perfect race, but you're always trying to chase it. And that's what makes this like training and racing and all of this so much fun is that you're trying, like, I'm trying to be more consistent than I was last year. And, I've outlined what that would be like. And so I'm just trying to chase that. It won't be perfect. I know it won't be because I have other obligations. I have family and all that other stuff. And, I could get sick again.
Yeah.
That could happen. You can wreck on your bike, or you can do other stuff.
Happen.
Anything can happen. And so you're just chasing it. You're never going to achieve it, but you're always chasing it. Yep. And so it's the dream of chasing it. And then what if
that's right,
everything came together, and then I had the perfect race? Like, what could I accomplish? Like, it's all of this all just stacked onto it. And that's the fire right there. For what if, So
it's a good way to end it right there.
Yeah.
That's positive, man.
Yeah.
All
Good.
Right. Good
all
stuff.
Right. Much better than last time. And everyone, thank you again for listening. Yeah, release the tapes. If you want to hear that, we'll release it. But you can make fun of it all you want in the comments.
I need comments. I'm not going to go off of email. I'm not going to go off of anything other than comments in the YouTube page.
I need release the tapes.
Release the tapes.
So yeah, if you did make it this far, thank you again so much for listening. Every like, every subscribe, every share that you do with this, it really helps us grow. And I can't thank you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys out there. We're going to release our 2026 race calendar.
Yeah.
We got some other stuff coming down the pike, so it's going to be very exciting for 2026. So again, thank you all for listening, and thank you all for sticking around for this, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Please, if you like what we are doing here, leave a like, rate us, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. It really helps us grow and finds us more SufferSooner squad mates. And remember, when the finish line feels impossibly far away, we don't give up, we push harder, we dig deeper, and we find solace in the knowledge that our suffering is temporary and our resilience is forever.